Hello, welcome to NeoScribe. Americans will soon be able to purchase an electric vehicle for a ridiculously low price of just $20,000 before tax credits. At $20,000, this car will be the cheapest EV by far. We're talking about Kandi Technology's K27, and it's made in China. Like many foreign automakers before it, like Toyota and Hyundai, Kandi Technology Group has its work cut out for it to build its brand for American consumers. Currently, China's auto industry predominantly supports its domestic market. So the K27 isn't a knockoff per se, but it reminds me of a car that I've seen before, but I can't say from where for the life of me. Anyway, so what do you get for $20,000 besides emission-free transportation? Well, the K27 is tiny, measuring 3.4 meters long and 1.6 meters tall. Its size would be appreciated most in the city where spaces are tighter. And with its electric motor, it's not a car you would want to take on the highway very often. The K27 is equipped with a 30 horsepower motor, allowing for a top speed of 101 kilometers per hour. And its 17.7 kilowatt-hour battery provides an estimated 100 miles or 161 kilometers of range. And the battery has a 7-hour charge time, charging at 220 volts. Now, Kandi is also offering the larger K23, which goes for around $30,000 before tax credits. The K23 has a 41 kilowatt-hour battery, providing an estimated range of 300 kilometers or over 180 miles, with a 7.5-hour level 2 charge time. But at $30,000, the K23 is entering the price range of established brands, so the main story here, in my opinion, is the K27 because it's so much more affordable. After the K27, the next cheapest fully electric vehicle is the 2020 Mini Cooper SE electric hardtop, which starts at just under $30,000. So the K27 is $10,000 cheaper than the electric Mini Cooper and is almost twice as affordable as the Tesla Model 3. The K27 and K23 are currently available for pre-order and are slated for delivery during fourth quarter 2020. So the question now is whether China has a shot at breaking into the US EV market. There are at least 6 other Chinese automakers that I've never even heard of, and you can see a list right here. Who knows, some of these companies may be established brands in 20 years. It's hard to imagine seeing Chinese cars on US roads considering its reputation for cheap knockoffs. But similar things were said in the past about Japanese cars and Korean cars. And if you look a bit deeper, China's entrance into the US EV market doesn't seem that far-fetched. Look at Tesla. The main challenge that Tesla had to overcome recently was scaling up manufacturing. And this goes for any other EV startup. But China is the manufacturing center of the world, and its automakers already have the infrastructure in place to support its domestic market. So that barrier is accounted for, in my opinion. Another point is that in the future, electric is bound to overtake internal combustion engines, or ICEs, in personal transportation. And the difference between EVs and ICEs is the emphasis shifts from the motor and drivetrain to the battery. The battery is by far the essential component of an EV. It drives the price of the car, the range, the safety, and the convenience of recharging. And this largely eliminates the current quality gaps achieved by established auto manufacturers. This, by extension, will make the EV battery manufacturers the core of the industry, regardless if they manufacture the cars as well or not. And China is home to the largest EV battery manufacturer in the world, contemporary Amperex technology. However, the EV battery market may look different in the future. The significant players in lithium-ion technology today may not be as successful in the next generation of batteries, whether that be solid state or some other technology. But what's even more disruptive to the industry is self-driving technology. Quote, the automotive industry is now hurtling into an era of profound transformation, likes of which come only once every 100 years. With even rivals and the rules of competition also changing, a life or death battle has begun, end quote. You see, Akio Toyota believes that in order to survive in the long run, Toyota needs to shift focus from manufacturing to software development and other technologies. And this boils down to self-driving technology, which China's already in the mix, and this leads us to the Chinese company Beidou. Beidou recently surpassed Google for the title of the lowest disengagement rate per 1,000 miles. Disengagement is when a human has to take over the vehicle from autonomous mode. So Beidou has a rate of 0.06 disengagement per 1,000 miles compared to Google at 0.076 disengagements. While disengagement rates suggest the quality of the technology, it's not a definitive indicator, but it gives us something to compare. Now, as we close out this video, I want to digress down a different path for a second. I suppose that if self-driving cars become a reality and car ownership becomes virtually obsolete, then the interest of this matter becomes a bit stale at that point. However, we are many years away from that reality, and call me old school because I'll always want to own my own car. But this story is about today, about China's aim to enter the Western market. Time will tell whether China will be able to penetrate the market, but it doesn't seem as unlikely when you look a little bit deeper. What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Alright, that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed your journey. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I am Neil Scribe, and I'll see you on the next journey.